Hello everyone and welcome. Today we do have a speed build, but it is a speed build with a little bit of a difference because it is from a collaboration that I took part in. So I am just building a little apartment today, which is very cool. And it is part of at this stage it's called the Oasis Springs collaboration. It might change names, but it is set in Oasis Springs. It is a big sort of apartment building, very cool, and it was created by the Absurd Koala. So she is the person running the collaboration and putting it together and making the exterior, and we all got to build a little bit on the interior. So this was a collaboration between several different simmers, and this was built in Oasis Springs, or built for Oasis Springs. I'm not currently building it in Oasis Springs, however. I'm just building on a lot, but that's okay. It is designed and all deserty and fabulous for Oasis Springs. So the whole concept for this was sort of modern desert and sort of those desert tones. So you'll see those desert tones starting to come through in the build as I get a bit further along and make a decision on the wallpaper, which I haven't done as yet. And yeah, it's all come together really nicely. So this is just going to be a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. So it's not, not huge or anything like that, but it is super cute. So I'm just working on the kitchen at the moment. So I'm going full Home Chef hustle on it. Because, I mean, the Home Chef Hustle kitchen is just glorious, isn't it? I love that kitchen. It is just so good. It's my favourite kitchen. Out of all the kitchens, it is my favourite. And it is, honestly, it's a big ask not to use that kitchen. Although, I was so super excited about the fact that we got, like, corner shelves as the corner thing for the upper cabinets with that set. And now I'm just like, when you practically have to use them, it's just like, it doesn't look good. Which is a frustration, but you can work around it. It's fine. It's fine. And those shelves are actually really good as a separate kind of thing. But when you work them with the other cabinets, it just looks odd. It really looks odd, but it is nice to have them, but just as a separate kind of thing, So I didn't like the shadowing on those shelves. It just bothered me a little bit. So I'm just trying to fix that with some lighting. I just try to mix it up a little bit by putting some different things in there, not just having the same old stuff all the time, But it is quite a squishy kind of space, so it was quite hard to build in. It's not like a huge apartment, but I wanted to have like a full on really cool kitchen and make it look really cool with little bits and pieces of clutter and stuff. But it is just a 3x3 kitchen at the end of the day, so there's not a lot of space, and it was difficult to build in. But I got there in the end, and I did make it look pretty, I think. So I was happy with how it turned out. It just was a little bit squishy to show you guys the whole building process. It was actually quite challenging for me as a builder to actually get in there and do it in a tight space. So what I did is I used the Sims 3 camera. I normally build in the Sims 4 camera. But yeah, with a couple of things, I do need to switch to the Sims 3 camera, because the Sims 4 camera, you can't actually go down and decorate from that view. So you've got to kind of go down in the Sims 3 camera, and then you switch out of cinematic mode and get into it like that. Well, that's how I do it anyway. I don't know. I didn't play Sims 3, so I'm not super good with the Sims 3 camera, let's just say that. The other thing I use it for is for rotating items, so free rotation. So that's the main things I use the Sims 3 camera for. Otherwise, I do build in Sims 4 camera, which I know not a lot of, well, I say not a lot of people, but I'm sure a lot of people do. But a lot of the people that I sort of talk with and play with and stuff, they don't. They build in the Sims 3 camera because they played Sims 3 and they're used to that, whereas I've never played Sims 3, so I have no familiarity with it. I learned how to build with the Sims 4 camera, so that's what I am comfortable with and understand how to use. So yeah, there you go. That's my camera angles. So I'm just working on the little bathroom at the moment. So I am very conscious of keeping to the deserty sort of tones. So it's sort of your creams and your browns and maybe even like a little touch of orange. Those sort of shades are definitely what I am working on as far as colours and that sort of thing go. So just now I am finally working on the wallpaper and the flooring. yeah, I don't always build that way, but sometimes I do. Like sometimes I'll have like a clearer vision of what furniture I want, and that's more important to me than what the colors of the wall are, if that makes sense. I don't know. Sometimes I just do it backwards. I don't always do things the same way. It just depends on the build, you know. It does change with the build. So yeah, I do mix it up a little bit from time to time. So I had like that whole dining table that I fussed around with, and then and I was like, I don't like it. I'm changing my mind. So I think I went with like the snowy escape table and the for rent chairs, and I'm just using a little eco lifestyle leaf. I'm just trying to find things that can go on the wall that are in those sort of really light, sort of sandy, and that sandy sort of palette, you know. So the choices were limited. Oh yeah, it's like this weird thing where that planter just wouldn't go in that space, and I just had to move that all over. It was kind of odd. Anyway, moving along. So we have the kitchen done. We've got the bathroom done. So I'm just working on the living sort of dining area. So I'm just going to keep that dining space pretty small. I mean, it's only a 1 bedroom. You don't need to go enormous on it. And then I'm using the Book Nook kit furnishings, basically there, for the living area. And yeah, I'm searching and I'm searching and I'm searching. I'm trying to find stuff that works with the colour palette. You know, it's not easy because the selection is limited. And I know there's like always a gallery, but I don't know. I just like to use what's in the game, you know? That's just me being a stubborn person. So I'm using the Desert Luxe curtains on the window eventually. There we go. I'm just trying to get it to sit right. Because, you know, that's sort of the perfect colour. Desert Luxe, hello. I mean, if I was sort of doing the exterior of that, I would be definitely using the Desert Luxe kit to the full extent. Oh yeah, I fussed around with this for a while, just trying to find a cabinet that I liked that would fit nicely in the space, and then like working it with the TV and just how to make it kind of look like I guess a cohesive little TV area was kind of what I was going for. So yeah, I think I got there in the end, but I was fussing around with it for a lot longer than what you saw. So yes, was a little bit of a, oh yeah, I was mucking around with that for ages. Anyway, got there in the end. So I can't even remember. Is that like the Moschino shelves? It's like a shelf I don't really use that often, but it's actually not a bad shelf, that one. Oh yeah, I was just trying to decide whether or not I wanted to go like a darker brown and sort of mix up the colours of the furnishing, or if I just wanted to keep it quite neutral in the sort of the sandy shades. So yeah, there we go. I did wonder if I kept those because I was like, I feel like I used the Snowy Escape ones in this, and I did. I remember now, I decided to go like a darker brown and yeah, use the Snowy Escape ones. And then, you know, you got to find the perfect TV that'll fit in the spot because, you know, it's not always the right TV. Anyway, I think like having the darker brown just added like that little bit of contrast to the room because it felt like a little bit too blendy, and that's why I changed it at the end of the day. I think it looked better having the darker furniture in there. I am going for sort of the shades of the desert, so I think going a little bit darker for some of the furnishings does work quite nicely. Okay, now we are on to the final room, which is the bedroom, and then we've got the big choice of the bed. I mean, what bed do I choose? Oh my gosh, I remember now. I spent so long trying to pick a bed. I will hopefully skip over at least a little bit of that for you guys because I could not make up my mind on what bed I was going to choose. I was just like flipping between several beds for ages on that. So I think I just placed a bed and then I went and did like the rest of the room and then went back to it. Oh, or at least got some of the room done and then went back to it because I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't decide. You know, you just sometimes you just get in this space where you cannot decide what is the right piece of furniture. And I think half of the thing with decorating is you sometimes do get stuck with that, and then it is a frustration. And I couldn't find like a really good dresser just to sit in that space, and then I did eventually find a really good one, but I realized that I could just I think I ended up switching that over because I think the problem that I was having was there we go. The curtain was kind of clipping through whatever I was putting there. So I was like, right, so I need something else to go there. And I was like, well, why don't I just put like both of those over the top and then that solves the problem. I feel like sometimes you just like get in this like state of mind and you just end up like puzzling, trying to figure things out and making it work. And you know, what can I do in this like tiny 2x1 space to create like a dressing area and that sort of thing? And it's just spent way too long on it for a dressing area. You know, I just was overthinking it, as you sometimes do. You're just not quite getting there, and you get frustrated with yourself, just like, this isn't working. But then, you know, suddenly hit on an idea like just putting the hanging stuff across, and you're like, oh, that was an easy solution. Oh dear. Oopsie doopsie daisy. So I'm going back and I'm going to play around with this corner, and then I think I must change that bed. I don't think I keep that bed as it is. Oh, and then I end up changing the door, so I end up having to change the bathroom. It was just like one thing you change, because I decided I wanted to have the end tables on either side of the bed, which meant I had to change the door, which meant I had to change the bathroom. You know, it's just a whole trickle-down domino effect where you want to just change one thing sometimes, which was the case here. But I got there in the end. It wasn't too bad. I mean, it wasn't like too bad of a change around. Okay, so there goes the bed. This is me seriously contemplating which bed I'm going to put in here. I was so tempted to do the Modern Luxe bed, but you know, I always use the Modern Luxe bed, and I wanted to use something different. This was a little while ago, this build, so I had been using the Modern Luxe bed quite a bit at that time, so I was just like, I want to use something else. Well, what can I use? What will work? In the sort of the brown deserty shades. So I went with the Eco Lifestyle one, which is a cool bed. I think that's Eco Lifestyle, right? And yeah, I think I did this collab like not long after For Rent came out. So it's been a little while, but it's coming out now up on the gallery. And yeah, we got there in the end. It just took a little bit of fiddling around, working out the space and how I was going to use it, and finding the things that I like, that I liked and I wanted to use. Not always the easiest of things, particularly when some of the artwork and stuff is less than something that makes me happy. Let's just put it that way. Okay, well, I think I just need a rug and we are just about done. So that was our lovely deserty apartment, which I thought was really nice. I thought it came out pretty well. I was happy with it. Okay, let's take a look at what we did. So this is the living space, looking over the dining, and then that's sort of the second view of the living space. You can sort of see a bit of the kitchen going through there, but I think that ended up looking really nice. All the deserty kind of shades, got some stuff on the walls, all good. And I really like those flowers, like with the peach through it. I thought that worked really nicely with the room. And then looking into the kitchen, this was hard to take photos of because, as I said, it was like a squishy little kitchen, but it was like so much jam-packed in there. I really liked the kitchen, but yeah, it was just like a tad too squishy for building in any way. I think it'll be absolutely fine for The Sims. I did play test it, so it was absolutely fine for that. But lots of clutter in the kitchen, and then moving on to the bedroom with the wardrobe area, which took me way too long, and a bed. Deciding on that bed took way too long as well, but you know, I think it just must have been my frame of mind at the time. Sometimes I'm decisive, sometimes I'm not. That's the way of the builder. And then into the bathroom, which, you know, I gave some decent space in the bathroom, so I think it's a good decent sized bathroom with lots of bits and pieces in there. Nice and functional. There is a laundry room in the collab, so I didn't need to put a laundry in this one, which is cool. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have fun, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.